Well, the Buddha once said, form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. What does that mean? It means what looks like stuff, solid, heavy, real, is actually just energy. And that energy, under the right conditions, appears as matter. In other words, matter is just energy wearing a disguise. And the way it looks? That depends entirely on the observer, at that moment, on consciousness itself. So just as we say, the formless is the form, and the form is the formless. What you're seeing is not all there is. Two other beings, spiritual entities, or life forms from other dimensions. That same solid matter might look completely different. To them, the world we touch and see might appear as nothing more than vibrating energy waves. Siddhartha Gautama, before he was known as the Buddha, meditated so deeply, he saw the entire universe unfold before him. And what he saw wasn't chaos. It was a perfectly organized system, operating like a cosmic clock, layer upon layer, world within world. He taught that the sun and moon light up a small world. 1,000 small worlds make a small chiliocosm. 1,000 of those form a middle chiliocosm, and 1,000 of those form a great trichiliocosm. One great trichiliocosm is equal to 1 billion worlds. And the universe? It's made of countless billions of these cosmic systems. But the universe is not eternal. Buddha said the universe is born, stays, collapses, and disappears in 4 never-ending cycles. And at the center of every one of these billion world systems, there is a sacred mountain called Mount Sumeru. Not just any mountain. Its base touches hell and the human realm. Its midsection houses the 4 heavenly kings. And at the peak resides the ruler of the heavenly world, Wakra, the king of the gods. Mount Sumeru is a cosmic highway, connecting hell, earth, and heaven. People have searched for it on Earth, but never found it. Why? Because Mount Sumeru isn't on Earth. Mount Sumeru descends into the ocean 84,000 yojanas, and rises above the ocean another 84,000 yojanas. Put them together, that's a total height of 168,000 yojanas. But what is a yojana? In ancient India, a yojana was a unit of length. Most scholars estimate that 1 yojana is about 7 to 15 kilometers. Let's be conservative and go with 15 kilometers per yojana. Now do the math. 168,000 yojanas times 15 kilometers equals 2.52 million kilometers high. That's right, Mount Sumeru, if real, would be almost 2.5 million kilometers tall. That's about 6.5 times the distance from Earth to the Moon. It would pierce through all known layers of Earth's atmosphere, out of the solar system, and far into the stars. Remember, the young prince named Siddhartha Gautama walked away from luxury, wealth, and power, in search of one thing, the truth of the universe. But the journey was not easy. For 6 long years, Siddhartha starved himself, meditated endlessly, and lived in misery, hoping to find answers in pain and emptiness. Then, one day he collapsed. His body was weak. His mind on the edge of consciousness. And it was in this moment, right between life and death, that something extraordinary happened. The brain unlocks a new channel. Professor La Yingzhong has a theory. When Siddhartha passed out, his brain shifted into theta waves, around 7 to 8 hertz. The same frequency as the Earth's own natural rhythm, the Schumann Resonance. Like tuning a radio, Siddhartha's mind locked onto a cosmic frequency. And when that happened, the universe began to speak to him. When he came to, Siddhartha drank some goat milk and regained strength. At that moment, he realized something powerful. Starving and punishing the body was not the way. Tuning the mind, not torturing the body, was the real path. So he bathed, changed into clean clothes, and sat calmly beneath a fig tree, what we now call the Bodhi tree. There, in deep meditation. he did it again. He tuned his brain like a radio dial. And this time, he stayed on that cosmic frequency for days. And suddenly, his mind opened. Enlightenment began. He could see not only his past lives, but the endless cycles of life, death, and rebirth. He saw realms of beings we cannot see, some made of matter, others of pure spirit. He saw other worlds, other civilizations, beings who live without eating, worlds without reproduction, places that don't follow the laws of our Earth. Could these have been extraterrestrial realms? Were they alien civilizations, as described in modern terms? Was Mount Sumeru, the towering mountain at the center of the cosmos, actually a wormhole connecting different dimensions? Professor Liu thinks so. According to Professor Liu Yingjung, enlightenment is not some abstract magic. It's when the human brain enters a specific frequency and begins to resonate with the universe. From 2015 to 2017, Liu said he followed Buddhist texts to tune his own mind. And once he hit the right frequency, the same thing happened to him. Cosmic information flooded into my brain. Whenever I sat in front of my computer, I didn't think. The knowledge appeared on its own. Modern thinkers like Professor Liu believe those scriptures aren't just spiritual poetry, but technical instructions. Instructions for how to tune your mind to connect with the deeper layers of the universe. There was one time Buddha told Professor Liu a story. A long time ago, far beyond what history remembers, before there were humans, buildings, or even the sky as we know it. There existed a world called Guangyin Heaven, the realm of radiant light. In this place, no one ate food. No one aged quickly, and no one was ever sad. The beings there didn't walk. They glowed with their own light. They floated freely across space. And they communicated with any universe anytime they wished. They didn't need anything, except joy. Joy was their food. Light was their clothing. And peace was their home. The Buddha once told Professor La Yingjong, "Even Guangyin Heaven cannot last forever." When its time was up, the beings there began to descend, to lower worlds, to denser realities. Some of them, without being born from a mother, suddenly appeared on a young, recovering Earth. The skies were quiet. No humans yet. Not even the celestial palaces had any residents. These radiant travelers, still glowing with divine light, touched the Earth for the very first time. This was called the Saha world, the realm of suffering and rebirth. At first, they remained pure. They still shone. They still had divine powers and fed only on happiness. But one day, something curious happened. They noticed the Earth growing a mysterious substance called earth fat. A shimmering, fragrant film that covered the surface like a golden mist. It looked delicious. It smelled even better. One being took a bite, just to taste it. Then another. And another. Soon, they couldn't stop. The more they ate this material food, the more their glowing bodies began to change. Their light dimmed. Their skin became thicker. They couldn't fly anymore. Their powers began to fade. And worst of all, they discovered death. Their lifespans shortened. They aged, then died, and began the endless cycle of reincarnation on Earth. From that moment, the radiant beings of Guangyin Heaven became the first humans. Even though their divine bodies faded, their consciousness never died.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Share it, because some stories are meant to be discovered together. And stay curious. I'll see you in the next chapter.